This is an excerpt from AD, After Disclosure, written by Richard Dolan and Bryce Zabel, read by Paul Costanzo. Chapter 3, Breakaway. How Secrets Created a World Within a World. Secrecy is the first essential in affairs of the state. Cardinal de Richelieu. If I could start again, 1,000,000 miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way. 9 Inch Nails. Hurt. In 1960, the U.S. government contracted the prestigious Brookings Institute to prepare a report that would analyze the implications of the fledgling U.S. space program. The report, completed in December 1960, included an examination of the possibility that the space program might find evidence of intelligent alien life, such as artifacts on the Moon or Mars. The implications were taken with great seriousness by the authors, who expressed fear of social disintegration if humanity came in contact with an extraterrestrial life form. Anthropological files contain many examples of societies sure of their place in the universe, stated the Brookings Institute writers, which have disintegrated when they had to associate with previously unfamiliar societies, espousing different ideas and different lifeways. The authors suggested that if the U.S. space program found evidence of alien life or technology, it might be advisable to withhold this information from the public. The Brookings report reinforced a long-standing U.S. government policy. No less an authority than the former Director of Central Intelligence, Admiral Roscoe Hillenkoetter, admitted to a cover-up in a letter to the New York Times in 1960, shortly before publication of the report. Behind the scenes, high-ranking Air Force officers are soberly concerned about UFOs, said Hillenkoetter. But through official secrecy and ridicule, citizens are led to believe the unknown flying objects are nonsense. To hide the facts, the Air Force has silenced its personnel. Denial and ridicule in service to the state. Taking their cue from the national security community, reputable leaders within the media and academic world have discussed UFOs like a weary parent chastising a child for reading too many comic books. These things are not real, we're told. If you speak about them too much or too openly, people may think you have a screw loose somewhere. That is one reason why the cover-up has stood for so long. Only open minds cultivate facts in an honest way. If we had followed our own UFO glasnost policy from the beginning, this argument would be over. We would have discussed this problem in the editorial pages, on the nightly news, and over hot dogs at our kids' ball games, and we would have concluded that something was there. Except that the architects of the cover-up stumbled upon the twin concepts that enabled them to hide the truth from the people they were sworn to protect. Two pillars, each one lending strength to the other in service of the common goal. Denial and ridicule. Official denial works. When a general or leading scientist tells us there is no fire and the smoke is an illusion, our natural instinct is to believe, despite what the crazy neighbor thinks, sometimes despite the evidence from our own eyes. We want to believe our authority figures. We want to know that those in charge can be trusted. Ridicule gives denial its power. When official statements are made, language is of utmost importance. It is easier for listeners to smirk at a flying saucer than an unidentified flying object or unknown aerial phenomenon. It is easier to dismiss alien intelligence when it is characterized as little green men instead of extraterrestrial biological entities. Alien agendas can be dismissed when boiled down to science fiction scenarios in which the occupants land on the White House lawn and say, "Take me to your leader." Even the apparent widespread abduction of innocents has become the subject of ridicule on comedy shows, and the fact that these craft can operate quietly with great stealth capabilities is used to prove their lack of existence. Thus, even today, questions about the subject are often presented simplistically, often with a derisive sneer. Do you believe in flying saucers piloted by little green men? Imagine saying yes to that question. No one wants their reputation smeared. Such false and misleading framings of the question quickly convince the world's academic and journalistic institutions to run far and fast from the UFO subject. Indeed, in this dance of disinformation, it is sometimes difficult to tell, and often irrelevant, whether these institutions lead or follow. Craving public acceptance of their knowledge and authority, very few scientists, professors, or journalists can afford to show belief in the topic. As a result, the secret keeps itself, with only occasional government intervention.